This bill is set down for committee stage next sitting day. Call on Government Order of the Day number 2.
Appropriation 2015-16 Estimates Bill, committee stage continued.
I declare the House in committee for further consideration of the Appropriation 2015-16 Estimates Bill.
Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Chair.
Members, the House and Committee for further consideration of the Appropriation 2015-16 Estimates Bill. Members, when we were last progressing the estimates debate, we were debating the votes in the environmental sector, Volume B5, Volume 3, and that were Votes Conservation, Vote Environment and Vote Parliamentary Commissioner for the Environment. Scott Simpson had the call and he has 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining if he so wishes. Before giving the call to Mr Simpson, I would like to remind committee chairs allocated calls who lead the sector debates of the requirement of the Business Committee to set out the major findings of their committees in relation to the estimates. Mr Simpson has set an excellent example in this matter. I call Scott Simpson.
Thank you, Mr Chairman. I appreciate the acknowledgement and also the opportunity to conclude with a couple of minutes rounding out what for me is a very important part of this appropriation bill discussion and debate. And it relates exactly to the environmental sector, where 2 very competent ministers preside over the most important environmental decisions and stewardship of our precious environment, and looking forward to the future, they are putting in place excellent protections, excellent stewardship and excellent advances that have not previously been considered by other governments. In the field of conservation, the Minister Maggie Barry is doing an exceptional job. She's a person that has devoted her entire working life, not just in this Parliament, but her entire working life, to ensuring the advancement of conservation matters and of our environment. And in terms of the Environment Minister, Nick Smith, he too has made a greater contribution, dare I say it, than any other member in this House in terms of protecting and ensuring the enhancement of our natural environment. So I want to highlight 1 or 2 matters that came before the committee during the estimates hearings, and I was particularly impressed with the work that the Department of Conservation are doing in partnership agreements with independent bodies, commercial organisations, to leverage the funding and access of resources for the further advancement and protection of our environment. And I particularly, sir, want to comment with appreciation and note that the work that Fonterra are doing in terms of their Living Water program, one of those projects has relevance in my electorate on the Miranda, on the seabird coast of Miranda, at Kaiawa, where excellent work is being done to protect the wetlands there. And that is just one area of partnerships proving absolutely that they can add value to our conservation message and to our conservation objectives. Another one is the rat eradication on Great Mercury Island, also within the boundaries of the very beautiful and lovely Coromandel electorate. And there, Sir Michael Fay and David Richwhite have entered into a program with DOC to eradicate rats on that very precious and important island. There are some who object to that. I think that is a wonderful move, and it's certainly something that is going to enhance that island and also the greater area.
I call Dr. Megan Woods.
Thank you, Mr.